Hey YouTube, it's Adrian. Just before we get you to this video, do me a favor and head over to pageantlaunch.com. We are starting the world's first dedicated pageant review site, and I would love for you to join our launch team. All you need to do is put in your email address. It's completely free. We are looking to make a pageant industry that is safe, transparent, and fair. I know it's like that most of the time, but over the last year, it's become very evident that it's not like that all of the time. So head over to pageantlaunch.com, put in your email address, and let's get you to this.
Hi everyone, this is Jessica Zapata, Miss Belleza Latina International 2020, and this is my interview with the Pageant Project.
Hey everyone, it's Adrian from the Pageant Project, and I am here with Jessica Zapata, who is Miss Belleza Latina International 2020. Hello Jess, welcome to the show.
I thank you so much for having me, Adrian. I'm very, very excited.
I am excited too. I am going to apologize once and up front for butchering both your name and the name of the system because, as I told you before we went live, for some reason I can't say them very well. I have been practicing the Belleza Latina, just those two words, for the last 24 hours. Yeah, so as long as you can pronounce it, I guess that's the main thing. So guys watching on Facebook, I can see loads of you have jumped on already. So I will circle back to your comments. I'm just going to chat with Jess a little bit first, and then I will pass on all your messages whilst Jess throws us all around her room. Okay.
A little stand. Okay.
That's okay. Jessica, I guess first off, congratulations.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
And how has life been for you since crowning?
Amazing. I still can't believe it, especially once we're getting all the pictures in from nationals. I look at them like, oh my gosh, this really happened. And even when I'm looking at the crown and the sash, this was my third try. So to finally have made it come true, and even more now, just getting to share this whole experience with my daughter has been really, really exciting, especially when it comes to doing events and everything like that. Just, kind of bringing her up in that and helping people and all that. It's amazing. I love it.
So was this your third time through in the Belleza system itself?
Yes. So I won Miss Rhode Island Belleza Latina in 2015. I then finished first runner-up at Miss Belleza Latina. I returned the following year as Miss Colombia Belleza Latina, which is Colombia is where my family is from. And I finished first runner-up again. So I took about 3 years off. And that's when I became a mom, had my baby. And then I decided I wanted to go back. And this time I represented Massachusetts. I was living in Mass and also working in Mass for a while. I just got a new job. But yes, I just went back this time and finally did it. Third time was the charm this time.
What kept drawing you back to the Belleza Latina system?
So I just love this system, everything that it represents. Being a Latina, I think it's so important for us Latinas, especially, just with so much going on in society right now, just being able to show that us Latinas are very strong women and we are very determined to achieve and go for what we want to go for in life. And just being able to be a role model to younger girls. Growing up, I was very, very quiet, very shy, and probably still am from time to time. But it's just amazing to see that, I finally made it happen. It took a lot of work, dedication, overcoming, my fears and just being more confident in myself and owning that. I feel now I'm definitely more confident in who I am than I was when I first competed. So I would say that was probably one of the biggest parts this time around. Just feeling confident and believing in myself and knowing that I had what it take to make it happen. And if it didn't, maybe there would have been a fourth time. Who knows?
So can you give us an idea as to, you've already sort of alluded to it, but give us an idea as to who you would be without the pageantry in your life? Who would be sitting in front of me now?
Who would be sitting in front of you now? Well, outside of pageantry, I love baking. I love crafts. I'm a big sports fan. A lot of people thought I went to school to be like a sports broadcaster, but that was not the case. And I've always worked very hard. Right now, I am working as an account manager with pharmacy benefits. I just
Hmm.
love being able to help people, and I probably would still be volunteering and doing a lot of other stuff even outside of pageantry because I started doing that before I got into pageantry. It just became a bigger platform and a voice for me to be able to use. So yeah, and probably still
Right.
be a mom.
What you mentioned sports. What sort of sports are you crazy about?
Oh, I love basketball, which the season is starting tonight. So probably once I finish this, I'm going to go watch the first game. But my team starts tomorrow. Big Boston Celtics fan. I probably would bleed green if I could. Growing up, you probably would have thought my room was a boys' room because everything was covered in Celtics. But no, I love basketball, of course, big on football, New England Patriots.
Hmm.
Being Colombian, we're big on soccer. And I like baseball, but I can't watch the whole 9 innings of baseball. It's a little too much, unless I'm at an actual game. That's different.
Right.
But yeah, I would say those. I played basketball, I ran track, and I played flag football because I went to high school in Florida. So that was a sport for girls down there.
What's flag football? I haven't heard of that one.
So it's just like football, except girls, you pull a flag rather than tackling each other.
Right. Okay. We
Yes.
in Australia call it touch football.
Oh, yep,
So flag
similar.
football.
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah.
pretty much. Yeah, except you would just pull the flag because you still aren't supposed to like touch them like that. But I loved it. It was awesome. We actually won the championship my
Oh
junior
wow.
year, no, my senior year. And I ran track my freshman and sophomore year, and I played
Hmm.
basketball at high school.
So, how does someone who is so into, and by this time I know there's no such thing as the cliche pageant girl, but it sounds like when you were growing up and you mentioned maybe sports broadcasting,
Yeah.
it sounds like you were destined to go into something to do more with sports, which
Yeah.
is very, like a jock sort of tomboy. So, how did you end up in pageantry, which is in some ways the opposite?
So I actually grew up in pageantry. My first pageant was like maybe when I was 1 or 2 years old, when I could started walking. My mom put me in pageants growing up. I was in modeling classes. I did a commercial for a store called AJ Wright, which doesn't exist anymore, so many people may not know of it. Um, and then for a while growing up, I kind of did step back from that. And I think that's when all the sports and all that came onto me. And then
Right.
I've always been big into watching Miss Universe, Miss USA. And it just kind of drew me back to it. People like, why don't you get back into pageants and everything? So my senior year, I did my high school pageant and the county
Hmm.
pageant, and I finished first runner up in one and second runner up in the other one. And when I moved back to Rhode Island, I tried Miss Rhode Island USA. I competed at Miss Earth United States in 2012. And I've also tried the US international system. So I've kind of tried a lot of other pageants, but Belleza Latina just has really close to my heart.
Is the main reason that it stuck close to your heart Maria Torres? I would imagine, because
Yes,
obviously I've
she's
gone very deep
amazing.
into Galaxy.
No, yes, she's just amazing the way she just goes above and beyond for all her girls, for Belleza Latina and Galaxy. She loves it so much. And it's just awesome to be part of a family that, everyone is just grows together. We just love each other, and you just get to meet
Mm.
girls from all over the place. It's awesome to be able to compete in Belleza Latina, but still get to meet all the girls from the Galaxy system. And, now have friendships with girls in England, Australia. It's
Hmm.
beautiful. It's awesome.
Have you had any difficulties with the accents?
I love accents. I absolutely love it. Maybe sometimes it's a little hard, but I love it so much. I'm excited to hopefully get to go to the UK for the Galaxy pageant. So I'm really
Oh,
excited to
wow, right.
hear all those accents.
Well, I may see you there then, because
Oh,
that's certainly my plan is to
yes.
go to the UK for Galaxy, and Maria will be there. Uh,
Yes.
Which, dare I ask, I think I know the answer, but dare I ask which accent, if any, have you found the most difficult to understand?
Oh, most difficult.
Or
Uh,
are you good with all of them?
I mean, I would say I'm pretty good with all of them, because it's something I've always loved. Like, I'll sit here and watch videos of people with different accents because I'm weird like that.
Right,
I
okay.
like, I like weird stuff. But no, I would say they're all pretty well good. Yes.
Wow, okay. You must have the ear for it then, because Maria said she had difficulty with the Scottish, and
That,
since I
yeah, I could
interviewed
see
Maria,
that. I
yeah,
could see
I've
that
not
one.
actually found it too difficult to understand. I had some difficulty with the Welsh accent the other night, but the Scottish one has been okay. Um, Guys, so if you have questions, I'm sure some of you have put questions in the Facebook comments already, and I will circle to them. So, Jess, when I'm looking that way, that's because I'm looking at the Facebook comments. But if you have any
Okay.
questions or messages of support for Jessica, put them in the comments now. Just before I circle to that, Jessica, what plans do you have for the rest of your reign?
Lots and lots of events. I'm excited. I'll be hosting a pageant locally here in Massachusetts in November. I'm going to be judging Miss Rhode Island US International and North America pageant, as well as the regional pageant for that in March, too. A lot of things coming up, planning for like the holidays and just really being able to give back, especially to kids, because I love being able to help kids.
Mm.
And again, traveling to the UK. I'm actually having a trip planned to Colombia as well. So a lot of fun and exciting things coming.
That reminds me, it is slightly unusual you being a miss and having a daughter at the same time.
Hmm.
So, how have you found that has, I'm sure, I'm never going to be a mother, obviously, but I'm sure that being a mother has helped you in many ways with competing in pageantry, because you've competed not being a mother and now you've competed as a
Mhm.
mother. So I guess what has been the difference for you competing this time around as a mother?
Well, I would say one of the biggest things for me, especially coming back a third time, it was just amazing to be able to, one, continue my dream through the Belleza Latina system because they accept mothers. Maria actually created this
Yeah,
pageant almost 20 years ago now, and mainly around, single mothers, giving them that opportunity because there's a lot of systems that don't accept moms.
exactly.
So at first I was a little nervous because I was like, oh my gosh, how am I going to balance all of this? But just the support from my family, my mom's just been a huge help. My parents, my sister, and of course my boyfriend, they've been so supportive. And, if I have an event, they'll stay with the baby, or if someone tags along and watches the baby while I'm doing what I have to do. But it's just awesome. And, I remember when I was training for nationals and I was in my
Mm.
fashion wear, I started walking and she would get next to me and walk back and forth. So now she puts her hands on her hips and models around with me. So it's just amazing. She's only 18 months, but it's crazy to see how much quickly they grasp onto things. And maybe she doesn't understand it all now, but I want to continue doing the things that I love because I always want to show her, continue to do the things that you love to do, no matter what. Just always push yourself to be the best that you can
Yep.
be. But it's not easy always, because sometimes baby gets sick, something comes up.
Mm.
But just again, the support that I have, it's just my friends, my family. It's so huge. And I think that's something that was really big on me, deciding to come back, was just having that was the biggest of all.
Absolutely. Okay, I'm finally going to circle around to Facebook. And okay, so very often what happens in these interviews, Jessica, is that there are loads of messages of support. And if I read them all to you, we'll be here until tomorrow. And you've got the basketball game that you want to watch. So
Yes.
what I'll say is you probably will go through these later and you can respond to each of the messages
Of course.
individually. But I'll see if I can find you some questions. Uh, yeah, so for example, you got one of your sister queens, Ashley, has said, "Love you, Jess."
Love you. Love you, girls. Thank you all for watching.
Okay, so Sandal, Maria, and Crystal KV are on. Lauren Parkinson is on because she wants to compete in Belleza Latina, bless her.
Yes. She do
Maria
amazing.
Maria has said that I've pronounced the Belleza Latina just fine. I don't think so, Maria. I
You're
need
getting
training.
it. Belleza.
It's taken. Belleza
Belleza
Latina
Latina.
needs work. Okay, let's see if we can find a question. Someone has said so Crystal B Albello, so not Crystal KV, but Crystal with a K. She said BL and Galaxy are the best systems. That's certainly from the girls that I've interviewed. They love the systems.
It's amazing. I love it.
Okay, and the same, so Crystal Gale has said, can't wait to be in the UK with my BL and Galaxy sisters.
I know. It's so exciting. I can't wait to get to experience that all together.
It'd be amazing. It'd be like the whole international Galaxy and BL families will be in the UK. Now, Crystal with a K has asked, what do you feel you did different this time around versus the previous years you competed?
So I focused a lot in interview this time. Belleza Latina is 40% of your score. I felt the first two times I really held back. I didn't show my personality. It was kind of just, let me answer the question and get to the point. That's it. Whereas this time, like, I went in and I made them laugh right away. You know, I kind of felt like that helped me set the tone of my interview. And it was just, again, within those 3 years, I went through a lot of just finding myself and being comfortable in my skin and just being confident. And I being a mom too has kind of, helped me also grow and mature more and just being more sure of who I am. So really focusing on that, especially after those 3 years, I didn't model a lot. I didn't do like a lot of runway and stuff like that. So honestly, practicing and getting in those Chinese laundry shoes again was a little tough. But no, it was awesome. My director, Alex, and all of Team Massachusetts, just us practicing together every weekend and helping each other. It was a great experience to get to share that with all the girls, especially being kind of like a veteran compared to them. It was all their first time going to Belleza Latina and Galaxy and just kind of getting to take them under my wing. And I just kind of felt like, they also helped me in a sense, just also being myself. I was like the mom of the group too. But really just kind of focusing on you, just remembering that don't worry about everybody else, what they're doing. Just focus on you, be yourself and have fun and show your personality and who you are, because that's what they want to see.
How often do you get to see your sister queens from the BL system?
So I got to see Beatriz not too long after we got crowned. We got to both model in New York Fashion Week 2.0. So I saw her in September. Wow. I didn't get to go to the Texas Galaxy pageant. Ashley's in Texas. So hopefully we can all plan a visit to Texas and see Maria and all be together. So I haven't got to see them, but hopefully very soon.
Right. Okay. Whereabouts are you, Jessica?
I'm in Rhode Island now. So I was Massachusetts, but now I've relocated back to Rhode Island. My mom's helping us with the baby, so we had to be closer. But I'm always between Boston, Rhode Island, Providence.
Right.
Yes.
And my knowledge of American geography is horrible. Whereabouts is Rhode Island?
So we're on the East Coast, New England. There's
East Coast, right.
Maine, New Hampshire, Massachusetts, Rhode Island, the smallest state in the United States. We're very little, but with big hearts. But unless you don't want to come to cold, I wouldn't suggest visiting right now because the cold and snow is coming.
Well, the UK is not going to be much different.
Oh, yeah, that's true. So I'll be ready and prepared for that if it's cold then.
Yes. It'll make you feel right at home, whereas me coming from summer, I'm going to freeze to death.
Well, I lived in Florida for 6 years, and honestly, I love New England so much. I love the season change. Fall is my favorite, so everything about fall. If you see my downstairs, my whole living room, the front door, kitchen, dining room, everything is all fall. I've probably baked already 3 or 4 apple pies. So yes, my favorite time of the year is coming, so I'm excited.
I wish you hadn't just said apple pie. I haven't had breakfast yet, and that for some reason that just made me feel really, really hungry. I can smell apple pie just now. That when you're baking it, that
Yes,
smell.
the smell's the best. But then some
It's the
vanilla
smell.
ice cream on the side.
Oh God. Okay, I'm going to stop asking. And after this, I'm going to go and have apple pie for breakfast. Beatrice has said, I pronounced it well. I appreciate that. I still don't think so. I think when I meet up with Maria in the UK, because she's doing training for the girls, runway training.
So you can train
I'm
for
going to
me.
get I'm just going to get a training my accent because now Sandal. I'm doing the best that I can. Sandal has asked, what was the hardest phase for you and how did you prepare? So that's probably of the pageant, I would assume.
The hardest phase, I would say, again, the hardest part, interview. Again, I felt again that I lacked a lot in it the second time. So this time I was just remembering, have fun, be me, be silly. And that's why I said, as soon as I walked in, I made them laugh. I was like, I'm here, I'm back. But, practicing again, like I said, on stage, for my evening was actually a little scary because as I was getting on stage, it was actually like, oh my God, why can't I think of it right now? Like little fringes. And they started to catch on to things on the stage before I was stepping up. So I was like, oh my God. And then they're getting caught on my heels. So I'm like, I've been practicing in this, but right now I'm really scared I'm going to get stuck in my dress and trip and fall. But practice in everything. Interview, for fashion wear evening, practice makes perfect, but just also an interview, don't sound too rehearsed. Just be yourself. Again, have fun. I asked a lot of people for help with the interview, a lot of advice. I've even reached out to, I don't know if a lot of people know her, Chelsea Harden, Miss Hawaii USA, who was first runner-up at Miss USA, and she actually responded. So that was really, really exciting to just kind of, get some tips and everything from her. But just I reached out to a lot of previous Belleza Latina queens and Galaxy queens, and again, pretty much everyone was saying, have fun, be you, show them who you are, why you want this, and what you plan to do, and just bring it.
Yep. Sounds like good advice to me.
Yes.
Beatrice has said New York Fashion Week 2.0 was so much fun, which I can imagine.
It was a great time.
Okay, so guys, if you have any more questions or messages for Jessica, leave them in the Facebook comments. But otherwise, I'll take her through the final 10 questions in just a moment. But Jessica, before we do that, I like to give everyone a chance to just thank their supporters or give shout outs to sponsors and things like that. So is there anyone in particular that you like to say thank you to or just give a shout out to?
Mom and Dad. Mom's watching. My poor mom is very sick right now, so I hope she feels better. To my babies, my boyfriend, my baby, to all my sister queens, thank you again for watching. Maria, love you all so, so much. To my director here at Mass, Alex, thank you for everything and just helping me get to where I am. Jose, Janelli, Kelly, I can go on and on. But just thank you to all my family, friends, and everyone that has supported me from the beginning. Even just, I remember announcing when I was coming back, and I would get all these messages from people that I hadn't even talked to in forever. And we're just like, oh my God, I'm so happy you're going back. You had to, this is your time. So just thank you to everybody.
Sounds like you've got quite a support network there, Jessica.
Yes, I do. Very blessed.
That's important. Okay, we will go through the final 10.
Sorry, I didn't say my sister.
That's okay. There's always someone that you'll forget. But believe me, especially when you have a... I'm glad you didn't forget. Yeah, you didn't forget. Anyone else that you've forgotten? One final thought?
My grandma, my aunts, and my grandpa, my beautiful angel, who we lost in February. I did a lot of this, in his honor and just thinking of him and knowing that he was with me. He lived almost 102 beautiful years. So I just
Wow.
feel very blessed that, we were able to be loved and spoiled by him.
That's amazing, making it to
Yes.
100.
Yes.
Okay. So we're going to go to the final 10. Guys, if you have any more questions, as I said, put them in the comments. Jessica, have you heard the final 10 questions before?
I have, but I'll probably still freeze.
Well, as you said, you just got to have fun. I mean, these are certainly not designed. They're slightly unusual questions, but and I know that now because I've had them asked to me, and that was a different experience. But there's no right or wrong answer here, and obviously you're not being judged. So
Okay.
let's go through them. Question 1: what is your favorite word?
My favorite word. Oh my goodness. Oh gosh, that's hard. Right now, I feel like it's not maybe my favorite, but it's just because I'm saying it all the time. Because my daughter's favorite word is no right now. So I feel like that's one word I'm using all the time because she's always like, no, no, no.
She's saying no.
Oh, yeah. She says no, everything is no right now. Even if she actually wants something, she'll still say no and you give it to her and she takes it. She knows how to say yeah and yes, but everything is just no.
That's unusual. Does she like? She must like saying the word no.
I think she just likes saying it because she knows a lot of words, but again, everything just becomes no.
Okay.
Or a little shrug in her shoulder.
Question 2: what is your least favorite word?
My least favorite word. Ooh. I guess growing up, one word I always hated was punk. I hate it.
That's an unusual one. That's one I haven't heard before. Punk.
Yeah. No, I don't like it.
Right. I don't think we use that word much here in Australia.
No, I
Obviously, it
think
must be
maybe
a...
just when you grow up and you get picked on and everything.
Yeah. Okay. Next question. In life, what gets
Mhm.
you excited? What turns you on?
What gets me excited? Um, right now, just I would say having a daughter, just
Mm.
waking up every day, seeing what new things she's gonna learn, what new words she's gonna say. I think it just gets me excited to just kind of keep seeing her grow every day. And my biggest motivation to keep going for myself.
Mm. And what turns you off?
Negativity. Yes. All positive vibes.
You made quite a face when you said negativity. Your
Yeah,
whole face, you look like
yeah. I don't like
your whole
negative.
jaw clenched. Question 5. What sound or noise do you love?
What sound or noise? Um, I love music, so I guess any just hearing music kind of makes me happy. Any salsa, bachata, and hearing anything like that.
Do you dance? Just
Oh,
because you brought
yes.
up the
Yes, I
yeah.
do. Just pretty much every Spanish dance, I would say, almost.
Yeah.
I
I'm
love
yet
salsa.
exactly. I'm yet to meet any Latina who doesn't both know how to dance and love to dance. It just seems to be in your blood.
It is. It is. It's just so much fun. Like especially now, again, back to my daughter, just kind of
Mm.
getting to dance around with her. It's so much fun. She loves it. And watching her dance with my dad, it's like, oh, it's like almost watching me when I was little dance with my dad.
What about what sound or noise do you hate?
Like that noise, like you scratch on the chalkboard, like that squeaky.
Hmm.
Oh yeah, I can't. No, that's my
Not
least
your
favorite.
favorite sound?
No, no, no.
Okay. Question 7. If you could have any one superpower, what would you pick and why?
Mm, I would love to read people's minds. I would say just because I'm always very quiet and always thinking a lot, so I would love to
Hmm.
kind of know what people are thinking about when they're quiet.
Sometimes I'm not really thinking the most pleasant thoughts,
Or
though. That's the thing.
yeah, maybe I can have some way of filtering things out.
Question 8. What job or occupation other than your own would you most
Mhm.
like to attempt?
Mm, sports broadcasting.
Mm.
Maybe one day I can be the sports broadcaster, an analyst for the Boston Celtics.
So basketball is a sport that you would most like to commentate?
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
That would be awesome.
That's a fast-paced sport, so it sounds like it'd be fun to commentate.
Oh, yeah.
Question 9. What job or occupation other than your own would you definitely not like to attempt?
Not like to attempt. Oh, that's hard. A lawyer. No, I couldn't do that. I give it to them. That's a lot.
Any particular reason?
um, and I don't know. It's my sister's always been big into all like those law shows and criminal stuff, and I just it's
Hmm.
kind of cool to watch, but I feel like to be a lawyer, you have to kind of really have some tough skin when it comes to a lot of things that come up. I don't
Final
know.
question. It makes sense. Final question. If heaven exists, what would you like to hear God say when you arrive at the pearly gates?
Mm, welcome home.
Nice.
Yes.
Jessica, I'm just going to go to the Facebook comments one more time
Okay.
and see. Got a couple. So Crystal Cavey has said, "Tell us who made your fashion wear over the years."
Ah, yes. So my amazing mom, I love you so much. So my mom actually made all my fashion wares, and I won the
Wow.
fashion wear award every year, thanks to her. And so a lot of times what I'll do, she pretty much has always made a lot of my outfits, all my prom dresses and everything. I find something I like and I'm like, okay, mom, I really like this. And maybe she'll give me ideas of different things, maybe to
Hmm.
change and kind of make it our own unique kind of thing. So it's really fun to get to kind of just do that with her. This year with a lot of health issues that she's had and with my passing of my grandfather, I was like, oh mom, we'll go and buy my outfits. And that did not go well. And she was like, no, 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 no. I'm going to make your outfits because you're going to be different and you got to be unique. And I was like, you know what?
Yeah.
You're right. Um, so it's just amazing all the hard work, the detail that she just puts into it. I mean, I can just tell how much too that she loves it, and just when she sees me put it on and just be like, oh my god, my
Mm.
daughter, I made that. um, she's always said that my dreams are her dreams, and just being able to go through this experience with her and having her there when it finally happened, it's the best feeling in the world. And those awards, they're not just mine, they're hers too, because she put a lot of the hard
Mm.
work and effort into it. So it's very exciting that to have a mom that can do that, and just being, hey, my mom made this, I didn't go buy it somewhere. No, not everyone can say that.
Is she available for hire?
um, so my mom does have a lot of health issues, which is why I didn't want to bring it up to her, because it does
Yeah.
affect like her muscles and her joints with her hands.
Mm.
So that's why I didn't really want her to have to go through that. So she does it like here and there, like, but not as often, because after they're too long, it is kind of tough on her.
Of course.
Yes.
Uh, I'm just going back to the Facebook. Yes, there are a lot of comments. So Beatrice has asked, "What advice would you give?" And I think someone asked this. It might even have been Beatrice asked this on Instagram. What advice would you give someone that is considering competing for the first time?
Do it. Um, I think a lot of people, they see pageantry different. They may think, oh, it's, the girls are maybe mean or tough. It's honestly, the best thing ever. You're going to make friendships, you're going to make beautiful memories, whether you take the crown home or you don't. I promise you, you'll have an amazing experience. You'll learn a lot about yourself.
Hmm.
And just the process and getting to take everything in, making friends from all over the world. And I feel that you kind of just start to feel confident in who you are and start seeing what I could work on to come back better next year if I want to come back. Some girls maybe just do it one and they're like, it's not for me. But you're never going to
Yeah.
know that unless you give it a try and just have fun with it, enjoy the experience, laugh. And that's one of the biggest things I'd have to say is really have fun with it and enjoy it, because the last thing you would want to do is you worked so hard but you just didn't have fun, you didn't get to know the girls, and you look back and you're like, I worked so hard but I didn't have fun
Mm.
because I wasn't taking the time to get to know the other girls and just laugh and get to know them and share this experience with them. So definitely have fun and make friendships, because I promise you they will last a
Mm.
lifetime.
I think another thing with that also is you can have fun and still work hard at the same
Exactly.
time. I think for some
Yes.
people, they especially A-type personalities, I think if they're having fun, they're not working hard.
Yeah.
So it is actually possible to work hard and enjoy yourself. The two are
It
not mutually
is.
exclusive.
Exactly. That's true. Very true.
Now, Crystal with a K, during the interview at BL,
Mhm.
how did you deal with the nervousness? Or was there any nervousness?
Oh, that's a good one. Honestly, this time I felt a lot more relaxed too than the
Mm.
first two times. And I think that's something that kind of helped me more too, because the other times I was like, all the butterflies. Take lots of deep breaths before you go in. Just be relaxed. They're probably just as nervous as you are because they have to pick
Mm.
the girl. um, but just go in there, smile, great eye contact, because that's how you connect with them, and just laugh. Be you. That's because they'll get into it. They'll be smiling with you, and you'll see that they want to keep knowing and learning about you. So just have fun with it. Lots of deep breaths. Just be yourself, and practice again, but don't sound too rehearsed. But
Of
just
course.
be able to have a thought process and know how to answer the questions that you're asked, and be able to get to the point, and really just get to express what you want to say.
Fernanda, who I've interviewed before, Fernanda Pena, has said, "Love you, sister
Hi, I
queen.
love
Miss you."
you. I miss you too. Oh, it's been a while.
Okay, so that, as I said, there are lots of messages of support in there, Jessica. So I'll let you,
Thank you.
once we're done, go back through that. Maybe whilst you're watching basketball and there's an ad
Yes.
break, you can go through and respond to all of them. But look, thank you for your time
No,
and
thank you
best of
so
luck for your
much.
reign.
Thank you so much for having me. I truly appreciate it, and it was a lot of fun. And thank you for being so flexible with the timing and everything.
Oh, look, moving it later normally works well for me.
No,
With the UK girls, especially, if they want to move it earlier, I'd be like, no, I'm not going to wake up at
no.
4 in the morning. That's like, oh my God. But Jessica, I'll keep you on the line for just a second whilst I hang up with the audience.
Okay.
I'm going to thank all of them for watching and all the questions,
Yes.
and hopefully see you again very soon.
Hey guys, it's Adrian again. If you like this video, make sure to like and subscribe, and remember to head over to pageantlaunch.com and join the launch team for our pageant review site. All you need to do is put in your email address. Thanks, and speak to you next time.